Hey guys, my name is Ben, or iTouchDude, and today I'll be giving a quick tour of my new RushForWool map, Parched Peril. So this is just a standard RushForWool map, no special joint lanes or anything like that about it. In this map, my main two goals that I wanted to focus on when making this map were to first encourage innovation. I wanted there to be a lot of different ways to do a lot of different things. I wanted teams to have a lot of different strategy options, stuff like that. Secondly, I wanted the map to be very fast-paced. I didn't necessarily want it to be very grindy. I wanted to have forgiving resources, and even though I have somewhat limited some resources on the map, I think you'll see that overall it plays very fast-paced. In my opinion, at least, and from what I've seen. Okay, so you drop down here. In this chest, basic gear. Your first main goal as a team is to get over this wall, or rather, somehow get to the other side. You can go under, you can go over, you can go through. You can say break this iron bar and go halfway, or only have to go halfway up. There's a lot of different options to get through. Once you're over, you have a basic supply hut here. Another chest with basic supplies. All the furnaces in this map have lava buckets in them. You also have this miscellaneous chest with some good stuff in it, including fire that you can make some early chain armor with. Crafting tables already made for you, that kind of stuff. Before we go into first wool, which is this, I guess I will go over resources. So this is kind of the first resource room. This is also the victory monument. As you can see, we have purple, cyan, and orange wool. You also have tons of different ores here, diamond ore, some lapis, and redstone to get experience, stuff like that. I don't see, with this resource room, I don't see any team running out of iron or anything like that in the game. You also have this gravel here, which if you update it, will pour lava over the monuments, which can be interesting. It's not as bad as you might think, but it definitely plays into the game, and it's pretty easy to cannon, so you'll often see teams updating this lava purposefully. Okay, so here we have the first, one of only two TNT chests on the map. There's a stack of TNT in each, along with everything you could possibly want to cannon. Also, we have buckets in here, and ice for water. We have 4 diamond blocks spread out across the resource area that are encased in lava and in obsidian. So, these aren't too difficult to get, although they do take a little extra time in strategizing for. Now we have a room right here, the gold room. We also have lapis blocks and coal blocks, which are useful. And we have potions right here. Right here we have an interesting chest. The contents of the chest aren't necessarily as interesting. We have some picks, more armor. This has this has thorns on it. We also have this flower pot, which has knockback 10 and fire aspect 1. That can be interesting because there is mob eggs in that miscellaneous chest. There's some pigman eggs, silverfish eggs. I think there's one ghast egg as well. There's also one of the few swords on this map pre-given to you, so I actually don't give you really any swords on this map. The main reason for that is so that cobwebs are an obstacle you have to overcome. You know, normally you could just knock them down with a sword, but in this map, swords are a little bit harder to get. All the bows do have sharpness 4 in them that I give you, but swords you're going to have to make, or there's this one and one other sword on the map, which we'll see later. Also power 1 bow, infinity 1 bow, very good. And the interesting thing about this chest is if you take anything from it, boom, it explodes. So you're going to have to know how to deactivate this, how to disarm this. It really isn't too hard, you just kind of have to plan ahead to do that. I've definitely seen this blow up in a couple people's faces, and it is pretty funny. Here's the iron room. Some more stuff in this chest, including a good pick that'll last you a good time. Also some apples if you want to make golden apples. Leather and torches, and 6 iron blocks, which is a good source of iron in the map. especially since it's so close to kind of the surface of the map. It's easy to get to. Alright, so now we'll go through First Wool. First Wool is one of the few PvE challenges of the map. There is spawners in here. The interesting thing about this PvE wool is you have to go up and then down, whereas most PvEs will just mostly be moving from side to side. Bunch of spawners. This is definitely a pretty challenging PvE wool in my opinion, although I've seen a lot of strategies for this wool that can make it a lot easier. Again, going down isn't necessarily as hard as going up, at least in my opinion. Although, once we get to the bottom here, there is a Blaze spawner and a Witch spawner, which can be tough to get past. Also, there's cobwebs in here, it gets kind of hard to get into this wool box. There's usually a lot of mobs that accumulate down here. Once you're in, you get the wool. I also have a unique item in each of the wool chests. In this case, it is a Efficiency 5 Breaking 3 Iron Pick, which can be very useful for just getting blocks around the map, and also for second wool, which I'll show you guys in a sec. There's also an Enderman spawner here if you want to get Ender Pearls. That's especially useful if you grab that looting sword from the resources I showed you guys earlier. I will just come out the side here. And while we do that, we could talk about the second TNT chest on the map. This one's above first. This one's fairly easy to get to. However, I don't know, it depends. You also have stuff. I also forgot to mention that this TNT chest down here, whoops, has this TNT and a wooden button here. So if you get down here, you can shoot the wooden button, which will detonate the TNT. However, it'll still leave the entities around. So as long as you can keep that team away from this chest for 5 minutes, or you can also, I guess, cannon it in a more traditional way. You can deny that TNT chest pretty easily. Here's something I also should mention. Throughout the map we have these little pillars here that have just some basic supplies in it. Crafting table, 1 wood block, some cake on it if you're low on food. There's also iron blocks in the item frames. Now these can be shot by the other team. However, if you get to these quick enough, you can oftentimes get these iron blocks, and that can be a really good source of some good armor early on if you want to do a rushing strat, things like that. So there's 5 of these across the whole map. Now this is second wool here. First we'll talk about this area above second. This is just kind of a plain area. Also, I forgot to mention that there's a pathway from this area right here under first to get to the area above second. This has 1 cave spider spawner in here. You can also alternatively tunnel underneath if you don't want to deal with all the cobwebs and cave spider spawn, or in the 1 cave spider spawner in there. Anyway, so this area gets kind of annoying with all the iron bars. It makes movement somewhat difficult, although it's not too bad really. There's also, I believe, 3 zombie spawners in these obsidian trees. There's 1 right there. I'll leave you guys to find the other 2. That can be interesting at night if you don't light up. Alright, so second wool. Second wool is a pretty standard PvP wool. You have to get through this 1 wide dungeon. You have to break all these unique blocks. If you're running this wool, I would recommend having a sword, a axe, a shovel, and a pick to get through all these unique blocks. There's also these doors along the way to help you hide. There's a couple 2 wide areas. Well, there's 1 2 wide area right there, and there's 1 at the top here. So what you would do is you would go down, then up. I also have these little obsidian shortcuts if you want to take that, and then down, and you're in the wool. This would be cyan wool. We also have, again, another unique item in here. This is some feather falling boots. They also have knockback resistance, which can be very useful for third. There's also an alternative way to get through the, well, there's another path in this second wool that if you want to get it, there's a punch 10 boat here with 10 uses on it. That can be very useful if, say, there's a couple people on either side that have diamond armor and you want to get rid of them. Definitely very useful, although it is hard to get. Okay, so that's second wall. Also, there is a lot of pass-arounds possible here. I did not bother to prevent any pass-arounds here. I figured the wall was hard enough as it is. Let's... Oops. Okay. So, moving on from the area above second is kind of this introduction to third. We have the soul sand, which can be a little bit annoying. Also a bow and arrow chest right here. Again, another furnace with a lava bucket, some beds, some bookshelves. Now, this is third wall, so this is a very simple wall. All you have to do is get from that point to this point. There's a lot of different ways to do this, and I would not consider this quite as difficult as second, although it can definitely be a great lockdown position. It's obviously a very PvP-centric wall. Once you get in here, orange wool, and you also get a knockback 2 diamond sword, which can be very useful in first wool. You have a couple pass around options here. One of them is a front pass around, which obviously will be exposed to PvP, but it's right next to the wool box. There's also a back pass around right over here, which can be useful. Now, there's also this ice block down here that you've probably noticed. This can make strategies for running this wool very interesting. A lot of teams will like to use this ice block to jump down here and then with some kind of feather falling or way of preventing fall damage or negating it, and then you can just pillar over to here. This is cannonable though, so you're gonna have to watch out for that. There's also this kind of secondary resource area over here. There's each of the 3 resource blocks, also another post with an iron block, and the most valuable thing on this island is this obsidian right here. This is a chest encased in obsidian, and in it has enchanting books, so stuff for picks, stuff for swords, stuff for armor, and then the most important thing is stuff for bows, power 2, punch 1, and flame 1. That can be very useful if you want to get to it. Also bottles of enchanting. It's also, I gave you anvils in the miscellaneous chest over there. It's also very easy to make an enchanting table because I also give you obsidian in that one miscellaneous chest over there. This is also possible to cannon because I do leave these corners open, although that also means that you don't necessarily have to dig through the obsidian. You can just blow up the corner and then grab the entities. Anyway. So that's the map, I guess. You've probably noticed it's a very short map. I did this mainly to encourage PvP. You know, if you're standing like right here, you can cover second, you can cover a little bit of third, you can cover the resource area, you can even cover over there. It's kind of like you could shoot almost anyone on the map and you kind of know where everyone is on the map at one point, which I definitely like about it. Even though this is really a full-size raceable map by every definition. Anyway, so that's the map. I hope you guys like it, and I will see you later.